YouTube, what's up? This is Jamar Vegas Sense here, and I got another video here, and this one is going to be from the house of Scentual Obsessions again. So this is a clone house that, as I mentioned before in a previous video, reached out to me on my Instagram page, and real friendly, basically sent me several samples that I want to say were at least probably about 5 to 6 mils in size as far as the decants go. And I was really happy with the quality and the closeness of the fragrances that they sent me. So they reached out to me again here recently, and they're definitely they pay attention to my videos a lot because they knew that I definitely was a fan of YSL Loam. So they reached out to me. They said, hey, we got a fully matured bottle of our interpretation of YSL Loam. We can go ahead and send it out to you. So I'm like, okay, cool. I love YSL Loam. So I have the bottle here. And this one is like they've got different bottle designs. This one is like their diamond bottle design. But going on to the smell here, this one it's a really good interpretation of YSL Loam. Absolutely. And I'll go ahead and spray it on here real quick. When you first spray it on, you definitely get the citruses up top that you get with YSL Loam, and you get a little bit of the ginger as well. Now, I won't say that you get as much of the ginger as you get with actual Loam, or even with Alexandria's interpretation of Loam, which has the ginger and the citrus notes like really amped up. But this one, I would say it's blended pretty good. It really is. You really don't get any note kind of overpowering anything else within the fragrance, which is more along the lines of how actual YSL Loam behaves. You really don't get anything sort of overpowering everything. You kind of just get everything blended together in this really nice package, which is YSL Loam. So after spraying it on here, we're still in the opening, but this is kind of dried down here for about a minute or so, and yeah, I'm still getting like the citruses and just a little bit of the ginger, but when smelling it side by side with YSL Loam, I do remember that, again, Loam had just a touch more of the ginger note being emphasized than what this one does. Once this dries down, it definitely, it smells for sure like Loam. So, again, that's one thing that, I said with Scentual Obsessions is they really do a good job of trying to be as much as spot on as possible as they can be with, a certain part of a particular fragrance. So, these fragrances, to my nose, are mainly linear. They don't really change much, especially not like Alexandria fragrances where, you get, certain part of the fragrance that smells like this in the opening, and then you get the mid, and then the base or whatever. These particular fragrances, it's like they pick a certain part of the particular fragrance that they're trying to interpret, and they just kind of stick to that one part of the fragrance the entire way. And that was definitely apparent for me, especially with Dior Sauvage, their Dior Sauvage interpretation that they sent me. Like I said, with that one, I didn't really get much of the like ambroxan dry down that you really get with Sauvage, but it definitely smelled a lot like the immediate opening that you get with Sauvage, with the citruses and stuff like that. If I were to say that this smelled like you know, if I were to say what part of loam this smells like, to me, this smells like the later dry down of loam. Okay, it definitely it smells like the later dry down of loam. So if you really love the dry down of loam, I would say that, you know, this is a perfect pick for you. I tend to like more of the opening of loam, so that's why I would say prefer Alexandria's version of it, because that ginger and citrus part of loam is pretty much apparent throughout the whole entire fragrance, but it does still change throughout that particular fragrance, and that's the Home Classique that I'm referring to. But again, you know, this one, it picks what part of loam that it wants to interpret, and it does it, you know, with great accuracy. I would say, you know, when comparing this to the dry down of loam, this is, I don't know, 95 to 97% similar for the most part. Okay. And then also, I mean, the value that you get with this, you know, this is a 2 ounce bottle, and 2 ounce bottles, you know, through Scentual Obsessions, with the exception of certain fragrances, go for only $25. And, you know, I mentioned it before, you know, that's a really good value, especially when you're comparing it to other clone houses like Alexandria and especially Dua. You know, $25 for 2 ounces, you really can't do better than that, you know, honestly. So if I were to rate this particular interpretation, I would have to give this one a solid 8.5 out of 10. You know, like I said, it definitely, it does a great job of capturing the dry down of loam. All right. So go ahead and check this one out. I'll leave a link in the description to their website so you can go ahead and check it out. And, you know, yeah, definitely check out their Instagram page as well, Scentual_Obsessions. And this is Jamar here, Vegas Sense. I'll see you on the next video.